Hi guys, how are you? I know it's been a minute since I've actually posted any videos, but this video is very important and I think it's important to a lot of women. So, ladies, this is for you. As you can tell by the title, how do you know that your man is sent from God? How do you know that this is the man that you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with? How do you know that this man is not going to hurt you? Y'all may fight, y'all may bicker, and have your little moments and whatnot, but no matter what happens, you guys are just like a biscuit with butter. You can't have a good biscuit without butter, you know. I know that's a southern slang, but but I wanted to share with you guys a story about me. I'm not going to go on and on about it, but just from everything that I've experienced from the past till now, and how I know that my husband is God sent. So, first, I'm going to start with the past for me. The past for me, and for a lot of people a lot of women who's been heartbroken. I mean, if you wear your heart, your love, your care on your shoulders, on your chest, like a shield all the time on you, you're a caring, loving, honest person and just will do any and everything for anybody. You love hard and you let your guard down when you feel like, he's the one. He's the one for me, you know? And from my past, I've been so angry. I was angry growing up because I felt like I didn't belong in my family because I just had different views on what was fun, what wasn't fun. I was more towards church and hiking and fishing and mud bogging. My family wasn't like that. Still is not like that. They're not like that at all. Now my grandpa, he would go fishing, and I've never had the opportunity to go fishing with him. I always wanted to, you know. I always wanted to go fishing and just do, adventurous things outside of home, enjoy nature. That's me. I'm the type of person that I don't care about materialistic BS. I don't care about, um, electronics and whatnot. I prefer to go out and enjoy nature. That's me. So the past, of course, my ex-husband, of course, dating, of course. I didn't start dating anybody until I was 19. I was not interested in guys when I was growing up. It just wasn't me. Guys was just disgusting to me. I wasn't a lesbian. I wasn't a lesbian or anything like that. I just was not attracted to guys or didn't see any interest in guys at the time. Until my sister decided that I needed to date. And I'm like, I'll give it a shot. And of course, there was heartbreaks. And then there was my ex-husband, and he would call me all kinds of names and put me down, make me feel like shit. I've never felt I never thought a person could come up with words to hurt you, even when you're being so good to them. Um, anyway, he destroyed me. So I told myself I wasn't going to date again. I wasn't going to be with anybody anymore. And I was stuck on that word. I was stuck on not being with nobody. And then this year, I decided about 6 months ago that I decided to start dating again. I decided that being a single mom, being alone, not having nobody to cuddle with at night and to love me and to treat me like a queen, But you know what? Being a queen comes from yourself. You have to treat yourself like a queen first. So treat yourself like a queen first, and then your man will know how to treat you because you'll have that respect for yourself, and you'll let him know, this is how I want to be treated. You want to be treated good, then you got to treat me good. Okay? I don't want the materialistic mess. I just want you to treat me good, love me, and, take care of me. Let's take care of each other. Be a team. And if you have kids and they become his stepchildren, and he's amazing to them and he's an awesome person to them. It's just, I'm going to talk today about Johnny and me and Johnny's love. And just give you guys an insight on what our life is like, our love is like, how we treat each other. There's just nothing like it. And I pray that it helps many women to know the difference in someone that's temporary and someone that's going to love you dearly. Okay. I'm going to try and talk about this without being emotional, because it's a beautiful feeling. It's a feeling that every day to me it feels like a dream. It feels like a dream every day. Okay, let's get into it. All right. Johnny and I met almost 6 months ago. And so we've been together almost 6 months. And just some people that were like, 6 months? That ain't nothing. Y'all ain't cupcake love. No. I know the difference in a cupcake love. And let me tell you, if you're in cupcake love and then over time it changes into something horrible, or you guys start treating each other, disrespecting each other and stuff like that, let that shit go. Let it go. Especially when you can't fix it. Like, if you can't fix it and you're away from each other for more than 24 hours. If you're away from each other for 24 or more hours, let it go. Because someone that loves you, not someone that's just tolerating you for different reasons, for the children, because they don't want to get a divorce, they don't want to be single again, type deal. Let it go. Because a man, I'm going to tell you right now, a man, and everybody has their own identity. Everybody describes, I think I'm not in here. Every woman has their ideal of a good man. Now, a man that buys you things, it depends on if you have to be like, oh, I like that, I want that. And he says, oh, Baby, I don't got the money right now, but next week I'll get it for you. And you go, okay. Okay. And then he gets it for you. But how does he treat you? He buys you things because you want them. Just because you saw it. You got to realize you saw it. That's why he bought it for you. Because he's buying you. He's buying you. Because he knows if he be nice to you, you will be nice to him. But with that, that's not bad. No. But what does he do? What does he do for you? Does he ever disrespect you? And if you ever have an argument, does the argument like last a long time? If it's lasting 24 to 48 hours or longer, you guys haven't talked to each other. He leaves the house and don't come back for 24 hours. There's a problem. There's a problem. This could happen two ways. One, he's immature. He's immature and rather run from the situation until you calm down. And then you call him, oh baby, I'm sorry, come back home. You know, I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to say what I said. And he's like, all right, I'll be there a little later. A little later, you was there. Wait, hold up. If you say you'll be there a little later, understand that if you guys are away from each other for 24 hours, 12 hours, I'd say 24 hours, yeah. If you guys are away from each other for a day and you haven't talked about the situation, yeah, you might want to investigate into that because anybody that loves you is not going to stay away from you for 24 hours. Someone that loves you, wants to be with you, is not going to stay away from you for 24 hours. They're not. Because they love you. They want to be with you. They don't want nobody else to take what's theirs. They're not going to stay away from you for 24 hours. Because they love you. They love you, and no matter how many fights or arguments you guys have, or disagreements, they're not going to stay away. Your man. Remember, your man is not going to stay away from you for 24 hours. Not if they love you. Not if they love you. They're not. I don't care if he's in the army. Look, them phone calls gonna be happening every day. Or every chance he gets to take a break, there has to be a reason he cannot contact you. Now, if it's something to do with the army, they have their certain time periods where they can talk to people. I get that. But if there's no reason and he just sitting at his friend's house or he's somewhere and he's like, yo, I've been at my grandma's house eating food right now, you know what I'm saying? Your grandma's house eating food. You at your grandma's house eating food. After we done had an argument 24 hours ago. And you just at your grandma's house eating food. I don't care what situation it is. A man that loves you is not going to be sitting at no damn table at his grandma's house eating food. His ass is going to be at your door, on his knees, trying to grab your hand and be like, baby, listen, let's talk. I want to talk first. And he's going to be the first to talk because he loves you. Women are always the first to talk. Women are always the first to say, I'm sorry. Now, that's the ones that haven't grown up. And they're the first to say, I'm sorry. but don't realize why they're saying sorry. But they're just saying sorry because they're trying to minimize the situation to get the man back in the house. Why? He hasn't learned. He hasn't learned from what he did. He didn't say he was sorry. He just said, okay, honey, I love you too, girl. Just don't let it happen again. Hold up. Where is his I'm sorry? Where is his apologize? Where is his apology? Where is the reason why he's been gone for 24 hours? Where's that? Now, there are times where you don't want to be so harsh on your man. I get that. But at the same time, you want to know that you can talk about anything with your man. No matter if it's very emotional for both of you. If you cannot talk about everything with your man, then your man is limited. He is a limited man who is not pretty much putting his whole self in the situation, his whole self in this relationship. And you want your man to be completely open with you. Completely, okay with every decision you make. You want to be able to talk about anything. Because for women, we have a lot we want to talk about. A lot. But not me. Johnny and I talk about everything. And I will get into Johnny and our relationship in just a minute. But women, not all women, some women have figured it out, like me. I had to figure it out. I had to realize, my errors, and I had to realize my worth, and I had to realize that everybody jumps into these relationships constantly. Some people last a couple years and they break up and then they with somebody else. And they get back together and then it happens again. And they yada, all over the place. Are we meant to be? Because we done broke up like 20 times, but we've been together like 30 years. We broke up 20 times. You went with other women and other men. And then get back together again. Then you break up again. Then get back together again. Then you break up again. Then you with other people again. Hold the fuck up. I got dizzy. Let that shit go. One thing is this. That is not love. That is two people who are immature and confused. That feels like both of you cannot be dominant. Both of you cannot be alpha. And you both want it your way. I want it my way, you follow. No, I want it my way, you follow. And if you're not going to follow, you're going to go separate ways. And then you're going to be on Facebook, yeah, this is my new boo, blah, blah, blah. And he'll be like, girl, I want you back. Boy, I want you back too. Let me go and get rid of this nigga and come back to you. Yeah, I'll be at your house a little later tonight. You have a very, very confusing relationship. Confusing. You might as well just stick to being friends. With benefits. So that's really what it is. You don't even know what you want. Well, you know what you want. But you're so used to the cycle. Because it's been years. You're used to it. You're used to it to the point you know what's going to happen. You're like, we meant to be together forever. And we break up, we get back together. We just meant to be together forever. Boy, let's go and get married. Get married. Shit, you know what? As long as I get that pussy all the time, shit. Let's go on and do it. Ladies, let it go. And then necessarily, you don't have to let go. But you guys have to grow up. You guys have to mature. That means some people have to take counseling, but you don't really necessarily need that, because it's all counseling is you talking to someone because you can't talk to each other. You don't know how. Well, you know how to talk to each other. You just, one of you in that situation, either you both want to talk, but yet when he's talking, you're like, I hear you. And when you're talking, he's like, whatever you say, girl. And then he'd be like, nah, I ain't got no time for this. You'd be like, boy, ain't nobody got no time for you. Because you're not listening to each other. You both are trying to be alpha. But ladies, I get that, you don't want to be submissive. But we are warriors of God. We are warriors. We are stronger and superior. Okay? When it comes to faith, we are. I get that so many of you have been through so much baggage, so much emotional baggage that you're not going to let your guard down. You're not going to let someone hurt you again. You're not going to let this man take power over you. I get that. But there's a time to stand and a time to step down. I'm going to say it again. There is, ladies, a time to stand and a time to step down. One more time. A time to stand. There is a time to stand. And there's a time you have to step down. No matter the situation or whatever you're going through, if you love that man and he treats you somewhat good. And when I mean somewhat good, I don't mean like he buys you things, he pays your bills. And then you guys don't live in the same house. You see him every other day. Or you see him every other week. But he never stays. The best thing I can say about that, get your man to stay. Get him to at least stay 2 days at your house. That way you get a feel, and he gets a feel of what you guys are like together in the same home. If you guys cannot cooperate in the same home for 48 hours, you're fighting all the time, he's leaving, you have a problem. You have a problem. Now, if the woman is trying to talk to him, trying to communicate with him, but he is not trying to communicate with her, keep trying, but bring God into it. Bring God into your relationship. He cannot give you something he doesn't know how to give to you. And you cannot give to him something you don't know how to give. God has everything. He has everything. And he can give you the things that you're lacking so that your relationship can thrive, can grow, and be better than it is. Some relationships you're going to have to let go. And that's where red flags come in. And you'll notice them. Because some people like, yeah, he might kill people and stuff, but he take good care of me though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he take good care of me. He kill people, chop them up. But he said he wasn't gonna do that to me, no matter what. He love me. I know he love me. I'm going to let y'all think on that. Comment on that, please. Because, yeah, you got a secret killer. And you're in love with him. And he said that he ain't going to hurt you. But he up there chopping up other people and killing people. Or something not so gruesome. Look, the one, if he's away from you for 24 to 48 hours without any real excuse as to why. A real excuse. I don't care if he's at his grandma's house eating food. Okay? You guys just had a problem, an issue, an argument. You've been away from your girl for 24 hours. 24 hours. Someone you say you love. Someone you lay in the bed with at night. Someone you hug and kiss. Someone you said, man, one day, girl, you're going to be my wife. And you're away from her for 24 hours. Now, if your car broke down, then that's a different story. But ain't nothing wrong with, you calling her, video chat with her, something. Don't text. I don't know what people are texting. I'd rather talk to my man in person than to text him. Because people can text anything. And a lot of people, they think about it. What the fuck should I say? And then they're like, yeah, I'm going to say that because I know she'll like that. Oh, I know he'll like that. I'm going to text her that. Yeah, boo. I miss you too. Yeah. No. No. Somebody that loves you is going to want to see you. Is going to want to talk to you. And if he can't get to you, he's going to find a way to get in contact with you. Either it's through your family. Either it's he's got to use a friend's phone to video chat with you. Either he got to walk his ass to the library. He is going to find a way to talk to you. Because a man that loves you is going to do any and everything he can possible to be there with you. We're going to go ahead and go into me and Johnny's love. So when Johnny and I met, before we met, Johnny told me this long list of things that he's going to do for me and how he's going to treat me and everything. And it was long books of stuff. And the day we met, he was nervous. I was nervous. But I had this long list of questions because that's the problem with a lot of relationships. They don't ask questions. And I wanted to ask questions because I wanted this relationship to be better than any past relationship. I wanted this start to be better. I wanted this man to be open with me about everything. I wanted this man to be the one that's going to always be there no matter what shit comes along. I wanted this man to love me the way that I know. And God knew. God knew I needed to be loved. When you've been through so much pain and people, cutting you and just the words that they say is so bad, you can't recognize your own self anymore. And you've been completely destroyed. You don't want to love no more or be with nobody no more. My ex-husband destroyed me. But anyway, I had a little list of questions I wanted to ask him. And he was open. He was shocked because he was like, I've never had a woman to want to sit down with me and talk to me and ask me questions like this, just about me, about knowing me, about me, It's always about, so when we going on that first day? Oh, boy, you so crazy. You crazy, boy. Uh-huh. Yeah. I like that jacket you got on. So I'm gonna come to my house. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. And I wanted to get to know Johnny. So I asked him questions, and I still ask him questions to this day. Because I want to know everything about my man. The past, everything. And I learn my hubby every day. If you're not learning your man every day, if you're not learning your woman every day, you don't want much. And you don't realize what you deserve. Talking about a TV show is okay. But talking about what he feels for you, what is he thinking? What's his goals in life? What have you already experienced? And a lot of people, women, don't like talking about the past relationships, about your man experiencing with other women. I get that. But the reason I have the conversation with him about it is because I like trying new things. And I know that this is a man that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. So being completely open sexually, mentally, emotionally, in all ways is important to me and to him. So we complete each other. We complete each other in everything that we do. And anything that we lack, we pray. And it's good to pray as a couple. And a lot of people pray for just the simple shit. They pray for just the problem. They pray for the problems, to get better. They don't pray for the future. They don't pray. And a lot of Christians say, don't think about tomorrow because it's not promised. That is true. But only God knows. And God wants you to ask everything. And if the future for you and your man, your family, is important to you, you pray about it. Because the only way you won't see tomorrow is God. But pray to God on your future, no matter what. Johnny and our love. I'll talk about last night for us. So, Johnny and I had an argument. But it wasn't like an argument. Okay, I was laying down in the bed and I was sleeping. Johnny gets in his mood to where he wants to cuddle with me, tickle me, kiss on me, and just be Johnny. But any woman knows that when you're sleeping and someone wakes you up out of your sleep, you are immediately cranky. You are cranky. You're like, boy, you don't get you. But I just simply was calm with him. And I said, Johnny, stop. No, stop. I'm trying to sleep here. Leave me alone. And he's like, but I want to cuddle and I want to hug you and I want to kiss you and I just want to be with my baby right now. And I'm like, Johnny, stop. Stop. Would you just stop? And he just kept going on and on. So I turned towards him and I took my head and I headbutt him. And some people probably in shock, like, you did what? I headbutt him. I headbutt Johnny. I did. And when I headbutt him, he said, fuck you. And he walked out the door. And I said, oh, that's how you feeling. I got your ass. I got your ass. Now, mind you guys, this is a normal conversation we're having. A lot of people would think, oh, he left her ass. Headbutting him. You know. No. Let me tell you how God keeps our relationship together every day. God helps us to get through every situation every day because God knows that our love is pure, that our love is real. There's more. Let's get to this. Let's finish the story. So I turn over and I'm like, fuck me, huh? And I'm thinking in my head, negative shit. Negative shit. Okay, I got your ass. Negative stuff now. Now, mind you, the devil works in the most mysterious ways. And if you don't realize that it's him putting these things in your mind, then you're not going to know how to, you're going to react on it. So the devil could say, kick his ass out the house. And you go, yeah, I'm going to kick that motherfucker out the house. But if you're not praying together, if you don't know the difference in the devil and God, then you're going to destroy your relationship. So you have to know when to step down and when to stand. And for me, I didn't react on it. I just got on the cover and just laid down. And I'm like, he will come back in. And when you know your man, and you know your man is not going to leave your side, and you know your man is going to come in there and apologize, or he's going to come in there and try and make amends, you're not going to react at that moment. I didn't. I just laid down. And eventually, I think it took him like 10 minutes because he was cleaning the house up. And yes, my man does clean the house. He cleans. He does dishes. He cooks. He does everything for me. And I do everything for him. We do it together. There's nothing we don't do together. We sacrifice together. We do everything together. There's not a moment that we don't do everything together. When he's sick, I take care of him. And when I'm sick, he takes care of me. And when the kid's sick, we tag team. We do it together. Together. Anyway, back to the story. So anyway, he comes in and he's like, babe, I'm sorry for what I did. I should have been aggravating you and whatnot. And, he just apologized to me. And so I was, stubborn. And I'm like, okay. And eventually, like in the 2 minutes after he left, I decided to try and scare him. And again, and I did. I scared him again. And him and I were laughing. And we were just talking. And I decided to just talk to him about some things that was on my mind that really bothered me. Because he was like, babe, what's happening to us? And I'm like, I don't know. I said, baby, do you love me? And he said, why would you say that? I said, because I know this is going to go into our personal business, but I know people can relate to this. And if you're at these points in your relationship, here's a way to fix it. As long as there's no red flags, of course. So he was like, what's wrong? I said, we don't have sex the way that we did, we used to. And it's been like a couple of days, of course. And I get that he works a lot and he's tired and everything. Of course, I compromise with my husband. But when there's those times where we can actually just have time together, we don't do anything. Now, this is me talking to my husband. And he's like, I see. And then I said, I feel like you're not attracted to me anymore. I feel like I'm getting older and I'm not, sexy anymore to you. I feel like I'm useless. And he grabbed my hands and he said to me, he said, look at me. And I said, no, you look at me. Look at me. Look at all of me. Okay, you want to, sorry, y'all, this is going to get emotional, but this is the conversation him and I had last night. I said, so you want to be with all of this for the rest of your life? I mean, look at me. Look at all of me. Me? You could have any woman you wanted. But you want to be with me. Why? And he got closer to me and he said, because I love you. I have never loved a woman as much as I love you. I have never felt these feelings ever in my life. These feelings are scary and exciting at the same time. I can't shake it. I know that you are my blessing. The kids are my blessing. And I know that you and the kids were sent to me from God. I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose us. For once in my life, I have somebody that understands me and that's just as amazing as me. It's someone I can click with so completely. We have so much in common. So much in common that it's scary. And he said, where have you been all my life? If only I had met you sooner. Do you know how long we would have been together? I would have never felt the pain and the baggage that I had to endure to get to this point. I love you. I love you. Whitney Richards, I love you. And I can scream it to the world, and I can go, I love you to the moon and back, to the stars, everywhere. I love you. And I know that you loved me too. And he was crying. Oh, he told me not to say that part. He told me not to say that part that he cries. But I want people to understand our love. And what love, when God joins two people together, it's a love that can't be explained. It is like a dream. It is like a dream. Every day. Every day. Guys, I have never smiled this much in my life. This man. I praise God every day. Every moment. But let me tell you what I said to him. I said, what did I say? I said, Johnny, I love you. And he just cried. And he cried. And he kept wiping his eyes and he kept saying, oh my goodness, what in the world is going on? I've never cried. He've never cried. Maybe as a child, but he has held in his emotions so many years. He has never cried over a woman. Never. His mom even told me he's never cried. He's never shown his emotions. Never. Never. It was just, bye. You want to leave me? Bye. And for him to show his emotions to me, I mean his emotions to me. Just turns me on. But anyway, so he was just crying. And he was like, what the hell is going on with me? I have never cried this much. Well, I've never cried this much. Technically, he cried before, but that was like a couple months ago. His grandpa passed away, and he's never cried before. I mean, as he got older, he never cried. I mean, he cried as a kid, of course. I know, I do know that he cried as a kid, but he's held in his emotions because he's been through a lot of things, growing up. But he's held in his emotions to the point he became a serious asshole. But with me, he's not. He's an asshole to other people, but he's not an asshole to me. He's an amazing man to me. He's never an asshole. He's so gentle. But anyway, subject again. So he was like, I don't know what's going on with me. Why do I feel this? Honey. And he just laid on my shoulder and he just cried. And he cried and he cried and he cried. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't want you to ever feel like I'm not doing things to make you happy. I don't want you to ever feel like I don't love you. I don't want you to ever feel like I'm not attracted to you. I don't want you to ever feel like you're alone. I don't want you to ever think that I don't love you. He said, Winnie, I love you. I love you more than anything. I know that my love is pure And I know that my love comes from God. I love you. And I'm sorry, I don't say it as much as I should, and I don't compliment you as much as I should anymore. I'm sorry. He said, baby, I love you. You're beautiful. You're amazing to me. You're gorgeous. You are everything to me, and I love you. I love all of you. All of you. And I cried. And we just asked a couple more questions and different things to each other. We just laugh and joke around. And he said, baby, I can't even remember. I know it's been like a couple days, but I can't remember the last time I've seen you laugh this way. And I've seen us laugh this way. And just a smile on your face. And he said, baby, I missed that. And I'm sorry, I haven't been myself lately. But I promise you, I will be from this moment forward. And we just talk some more and laugh. And of course, we made love. And we cuddle, we watch a movie. And we just look into each other's eyes. And we just our love is beautiful. I remember months before I met Johnny, I remember praying and I said, God, everybody wants this type of man, that type of man, and we pick what we want in a man. But I said to God, whatever you have for me is for me. So the man that you have for me, God, send him forth. And I will wait patiently for him. I didn't date. I didn't, I was talking to people on like a dating website, whatever. But I kept praying. And I just waited. I didn't invite anybody over. None of that stuff. I waited. And I didn't find him. He found me twice. The first time he found me, which I will tell you guys another story. Well, I can go ahead and tell you. The first time he found me was on this site. And we were talking. He was still the amazing man. But he wasn't ready. Well, let me tell you. Because he found out that his grandpa had cancer, which his grandpa did pass away a couple months ago. And he just was emotionally wrecked. And we talked for like a little bit. We were supposed to go on our first date. He stood me up. And, but he wasn't the type to talk about what he was feeling. He's the type to cover his emotions. So when he found me again, a year later, well, not even a year later, what was it, like November, October, so like 8 months later, he found me again. Didn't even know it was me until I explained to him that you and I have had the conversation before. And then he remembered, and he was like, oh my goodness, this girl's going to block me. She's not going to talk to me. And I didn't do any of that stuff. I just talked to him, and I forgave him, instantly, because I'm not the type to hold on to something negative. You know, I may get upset or whatever. I'm human. But to hold on to for the rest of my life, I don't got time for that. I'm too fucking blessed to sit up there and be worrying about you and worrying about something that happened in the past, or something that happened a couple hours ago, 24 hours ago, a day ago. I ain't got no time for that. I'm the type to forgive and let it go. If you don't want to squash the issue, and you want to keep the grudge, do that over there. Okay? I don't got time for it. That's me. So, anyway, so we met and everything. And, like I told you, he said this whole book of everything that he was going to do for me, and how he's going to treat me, and how he was going to love me. And to this day, he loves me. He loves the boys. And he's an amazing father, and he's an amazing man, an amazing husband. And we're having a baby. So we have a baby on the way. And, we're happy. How do you know that your love is from God? Johnny and I, we're both dominant. And it was a struggle for me to be submissive to him. Now, I know how to be a good wife. I do know that. I know how to take care of my man. I know how to treat my man with respect. It's just, I like being in charge. So he says to me, I get you want to be dominant and everything. If that's what you want to be, that's how you are. I get that. But I had to learn how to be submissive to him. Like, meaning stepping down and knowing when a man is supposed to take over and a man is supposed to be in control. I had to learn. So I had to pray and ask God to help me to learn to be submissive to him. Now, I am still dominant, but I'm also submissive. Like I said, there's a time to stand and there's a time to step down. And I know that. I had to learn that. God had to show me that. When there's those times, I have to step down and be the woman. And be the partner. Be, what do they call it? Where I had to be the backbone. Be the side. Be the woman, basically. The man is supposed to be the head of the house. The man is supposed to provide for the family. We both provide for the family. But of course, he makes more money than me. He provides for all of us. He takes care of all of us. Excuse me. Down to the last dime. He takes care of us. Always. Always. And we never go to bed mad. We never go to bed angry. I always pray. We always pray for each other, for our family, and just for our future, and to help us to whatever we're lacking at. We ask God to help us to mature and be better, and help us to fix whatever we're lacking at, of course. But how do I know it's from God? And how can you know that it's from God? Take yourself, for example. You know what you were like in your past relationships. I meant not reacting to the guy, but how you were, period, growing up. Your attitude, how you treat people, how you respond to things. You know how you are. You know where the stubbornness is in yourself. And see yourself now. If you're still like that, and you're a man, you're fighting constantly. If he's away from you for 24 hours, you got a problem. But if you've changed and your man and you are somewhat like Johnny and I, and you pray together, and you're happy every day, every single day, no matter what is going on, whether you lost your job, whatnot, you still find happiness with being home with your family, with being together, no matter what's going on. It's like Johnny and I, we don't pay attention to time. Unless, just like doctor's appointments, things like that, where we have to pay attention to it. Other than that, or like work or whatever, other than that, we don't pay attention to time. And we spend our day talking to God, talking to each other, doing things together, where we don't realize time has gone by. And if you're not worried about time and you're just focused on the moments, and they're just so peaceful, and you're just like, no worries in the world, and you're just, it's like you're floating on a cloud all the time. You don't got to go nowhere. You don't got to go nowhere. You can just be home and be happy as hell. Okay? You can be happy as I don't know what. Don't even know what's going on in the world. But you're just in that moment. And it's like in that moment, if the world ended, we're happy. We're happy. And that's enough. That's enough for us. So if you have the experience like Johnny and I do, all the time, every day, and you pray, and you are a woman of faith, and your man is just a man you could, it's like a dream every day. How could you? I don't deserve you. I don't deserve you. Why me, God? Why did you send this amazing man to me? And he says the same about me. Why'd you send this amazing woman to me? I don't deserve her. I don't deserve him. And the things that he says to you, and things that I say to him, and he says to me, it's like, oh my goodness. Just makes your panties wet. It's just like, it's like a feeling I can't explain. Guys, I pray that everybody experience it. I pray. Lord Jesus, for those that are watching this video right now, God be with them. I know this video is an hour and something long, but I just want them to understand Johnny and our love that has been sent by you, Lord Jesus. You have created this love and this bond in a way that we ourselves, we don't understand it, but we know that it's from God. We know. Because we know what we are like. And every day we are. There's something different. We're changing, we're evolving, we're growing up and realizing the little things is what means the most. God, be with all of them. And I pray, God, for them to experience a love like Johnny and I pray. In Jesus' name. Amen. Guys, I pray. There's nothing like our love. Pure love. Created, formed together, and joined by God. Guys, take care of yourself and each other. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.